Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, So Sweet Samuel. Today is the 16th of August 2023 and this is episode number 27. Sorry there's been quite a long gap between videos. I have uploaded a few shorts, the last one being my watermelon cardigan, which I absolutely adored making. That cardigan I made in less than 24 hours. I absolutely love that cardigan. I've been desperate to make that cardigan forever, and I found out my friend's son and his partner were having a baby girl, so I quickly whizzed that cardigan up and it was just adorable. If I could make that cardigan in adult size, I really would make that cardigan for myself. I do think Samuel should actually wear that watermelon cardigan. Do you think so, Samuel?
No.
I think it would look very sweet on you. Come here.
No.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Come. Look, people want to see you. Yes, we do. We want to see you, Samuel. Come here. Look, don't you think you'd look gorgeous in a watermelon cardigan? Yes. So they're all saying yes. Thank you ever so much for all your likes and comments. I love reading them all, and I hope now I've caught up with everybody's comments and managed to reply to everybody's comments. The last few weeks, obviously very busy with the last few days of school, but I think I've now caught up with them all, and thank you for liking and subscribing. We've got a few new subscribers, so that's lovely.
Talking of subscribing, you don't have to watch any of my videos, please. You don't have to, but please, could you please, for a poor young 11-year-old, could you please subscribe to Mr. capital W, capital H, capital U fan. So Mr. space, capital W, capital H, capital U, and then all lowercase for fan. Please, you don't have to watch any of my videos. Please just subscribe. I'm currently at 71 subscribers. And fun fact, I'm the reason why the person who you're watching, So Sweet Samuel, started YouTube. She didn't want to make a YouTube video. She didn't want to make a channel, but I said you should. Yeah,
because you used to have Loopy Dog Live, didn't you? And then your phone got broken and you lost. You had a lot of subscribers, didn't you?
310.
Yeah, so WHU stands for West Ham United. He's a West Ham fan.
Yeah, Mr. West Ham.
Yeah.
Mr. WHU fan.
Yeah. His videos are only very short.
Those shorts.
Yeah.
But like you don't have to watch them. Like genuinely, don't watch them. Just subscribe.
Hit
Don't
like.
even like. Don't even comment. Just subscribe.
A lot of your videos you can't comment on, can you?
No, so I can't be bothered to put comments on.
Okay. But wouldn't he look cute in a little watermelon cardigan? If they subscribe to you, would you wear a watermelon cardigan?
If I get back to 310.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, I don't know if you can just see behind you my display cabinet. Friend of, or my mum's neighbour was throwing out that display cabinet there, and I said to my mum, oh, if he's really throwing that out, can you ask if I can have it? And next thing I know, my mum's phoning me and saying, oh, Ralph is throwing that out, and he brought it round for me. So on Sunday just gone, Mark's rubbed it all down, painted it, and we put it out here in the summer house. And I think it's going to look really pretty. I hope to get sort of a lot of Mandy Shaw makes on there, and my teddies and things that I make, and at Christmas I can see fairy lights on there and some Mandy Shaw makes. Anyway, I've waffled for nearly 5 minutes.
You didn't see me move, did you?
You didn't, no. Like a ninja, aren't you, Samuel? So the first thing I want to show you...
Buzz.
Buzz?
Buzz.
What are you doing?
Buzz.
I am
Buzz.
absolutely...
I can see Buzz.
I am absolutely...
Buzz. Buzz.
I am absolutely in
Buzz.
love with this. Shush. I am so in love with this. This is for a friend for Christmas, but I'm definitely going to be making more. This is by a designer called, let me just find the name. I think her name is Alison. I apologise if it's not Alison.
Oh, sorry.
Just nearly fell in my cup of tea then, everybody. So we're moving things.
You're not even centered.
Don't worry, you're fine. Let's try. don't move. Oh, Alison Davis, and this is called the Bumble Gnome. How gorgeous is this gnome? Is this not the cutest little thing you have ever seen? So she's the designer.
So cool, Mum. Well done. Well done. That looks so good.
Thank you, darling. She's a designer, and she is on Etsy and Facebook as Cozy Pots. Yeah, Etsy, and she's got over 60 patterns for shelf sitters and teapot covers. And this is the first one I've made, the little Bumble Gnome, and he's got beads in his bottom, so he sits, and he was an absolute joy to knit. I've only made one Bumble Gnome, but I am going to be making more. My sister wants one. I'm lucky to have him with me. Samuel, go away, go and jump on your trampoline, go away.
Now just let them read it real quick.
Right, off you go.
Well, I didn't even put you in there.
Yeah, I know, off you go now. He's the first one I've made, but my sister wants one, and I definitely want one. I can see him sitting over there on my unit. Samuel wants one in West Ham colours, and I also want to make one for the autumn. I want to make one in pumpkin colours. Samuel doesn't like Halloween at all, so I wouldn't do like a Halloweeny one, but I can see one in pumpkin-y colours, and maybe having little mini pumpkins or clay corns on his hat. But I just love the little bees, aren't they just the cutest? So I'm going to try and share the link for her Etsy page, if I can do that, or for the Facebook page in the description box below. But I love how his little feet cross over, his little legs cross over. I didn't bring them out, but I also have a bag of the Santa. I'm making the girl Santa and the boy Santa. They're also shelf sitters as well, so they've also got weighted bottoms. So I've got 2 boy Santas in pieces and 1 girl Santa. My mum wants a boy Santa and I want a boy and a girl, so they will be finished quite quickly. I think I've got 1 more arm to make, 4 more legs to make, and 1 more hat to make, and then they're all made. But I have all but run out of red yarn. No, the letters are indoors, Samuel. You'll have to wait. He's pinching. I don't know. They're in the larder cupboard. You have to wait, Samuel. He's moving my light box. And the legs are red and white stripes on the Santas, but I think I've nearly run out of red yarn. I don't know if I'm going to have enough, so I'm thinking I might do some black shoes on the next Santa, and then do the legs red and white stripes, and then obviously the hat is black and white and red, but I might have to see how much yarn I've got left. But I just, oh my goodness, I've never really had a thing for gnomes. It really has never been my thing, but when I was knitting him, I was falling madly in love with him. So she's got over 60 patterns for shelf sitters and teapot cozies. So go and check her out. She's called Cozy Pots. She's on Etsy, and she has a Facebook page as well. You can buy her patterns. They're really reasonable. She also sells complete kits that you can buy as well. But this was all just knit out of Stylecraft or King Cole. It's not expensive. And then this was faux fur for the beard, but I think you could do it in tinsel wool. That was all the rage a few years ago, wasn't it, tinsel? So you will be seeing many more of these, hopefully. Maybe not the next video, because I hope to come back fairly soon, but you will be seeing some Santas popping up soon. And then I'm going to make my own design up to make a pumpkin one, and Samuel wants a West Ham one. I did show him some yarn this afternoon that I thought was the right colours for West Ham, claret and blue. But when we compared it against his t-shirt, his West Ham t-shirt, it wasn't quite the right shade of claret. so I'll have to come back. I'll have to take a t-shirt into the yarn shop and get some yarn for that. My next finished object, let me just have a bit of my tea, excuse me. My next finished object, so Samuel finished school, as you know, in July, so I've made him a memory cushion out of his school uniform. So this is a pair of his old school trousers. He will be wearing black trousers for September, which is a little bit annoying because these were just brought a few weeks before he broke up for the end of the year. So grey trousers, his school tie and his polo shirt. So in the summer term they wore polo shirts, in the winter term they wore shirts and ties. And then his badges. So the red badge is his house colour badge. So they had red, blue, green and yellow. So he was in red house. His liturgy badge, so he was in the liturgy team as a year 6 pupil. He was in the liturgy team, so he was responsible for when they had mass in school. He was responsible for making sure all the prayers were ready, and he was also responsible for collecting for the food bank and things. This was their respect badge that they were given in year 5. And then this badge, in 2022, Southend became a city. Unfortunately, our local MP, David Amos, was murdered while he was doing constituency work in 2021, and it was always his dream that Southend became a city. So in 2022 we were granted city status. So the then Prince Charles and Camilla came down to Southend and granted us city status. I then just embroidered on the dates that Samuel attended the school, and then that's the St George's Cross. So that is his memory cushion. I'm going to give the rest of his uniform, so he's got about 6 polo shirts. He had another pair of trousers, so this pair of trousers he had almost worn a hole in one of the pairs of knees from knee sliding playing football. So he's got another pair of trousers that are in perfect condition. He's got one pair of shorts because I had already given a pair of shorts into school, and he's got about 4 white shirts. And he's got a baseball cap, and he's got a summer raincoat and a pair of, I've also used the red PE t-shirt on the back. He's also got a pair of PE shorts. I'm not keeping the PE shorts because he wears those. They're just navy blue. I'm going to hand in the rest of his uniform. I'm going to take it up to his primary school. So the rest of his uniform I'm just going to donate to the school, and they can pass it on to somebody who needs it. And his school shoes. So I thought that was a really nice make for him, something nice for him to keep. Just a nice little memory. So a couple of the mums want me to make them for them as well. So it's just got a 12 by 12 cushion in there, so it's not too big. He's quite little. We've just been trying on his PE kit for school that just arrived this afternoon, and I bought the smallest size, and it might fit him by the time he leaves 6th form. So that's my second make. Oh, I didn't bring out my crochet blanket. I'll show you that next time.
Where is it?
It's in the buffet. It's in the King Charles's bag.
Whereabouts?
It's in the larder cupboard, but you won't be able to reach it. I'll get it for you. It's in a Minions box, but you won't be able to reach
I
it.
know it's in the Minions box, but I don't know where it is.
Don't worry, I'll get it for you later.
What side?
When you go in on the right hand side, but you won't be able to reach it. I don't actually know, Samuel, to be honest with you. It's in the King Charles bag on the buffet. I've been working the last few nights. I've been very busy on my mum's patchwork placemats. So I've got this one, it's finished, so I just need to now slice these ends off to fill in the spaces. So I've got that one done. I've got that one done. And I think, oh, I've just got two 2 to sew down on that one, and then I've got another strip to sew together. So hopefully, probably not next time I see you, but the time after, they will all be finished. I'm struggling to sew on the machine because my sewing machine is set up in the conservatory and it's just a little bit too hot. Oh, good boy. Samuel's brought out my crochet blanket for you. Thank you, darling. Oh, well done, darling. So hopefully we'll have a bit of cooler weather. I will be able to finish those off. They're all but done. I've just got to iron it down and then cut off the edges of the patchwork and attach it to the bases, to the placemat board things, and then put some backing material on, and then go round with the bias binding, and then finish that all off. That shouldn't take too long. But next week Samuel's, is it next week? Yeah, next week Samuel's got 2 days in his new school, like transition days, 10 till 3. He's got 2 days that he's going into school.
To play football, really, like play sports and
yeah, sports and team building and sort of getting to know the schools, getting to know the school when nobody else is in. So that's quite nice actually, getting sort of accustomed to the school, because obviously it's a very big school in comparison to where he was at. So that's quite nice.
Now we can say where I went.
Yeah.
You might as well.
Well, I've just shown them. They know where you went before.
St George's.
St George's was a lovely school.
210 children.
In the whole school.
Was Tommy Moore?
Or 210 children in year 7 alone, isn't it? In your new school, just in year 7. So it's very big. But it's just where you're going is the smallest secondary school.
Look at the camera.
Yes, well, I was looking
Carry
at
on
you.
talking
Sorry.
to me, but look at the camera.
So your new school is 210 children in a year.
But 30 in a group.
But 30 in each class, and there's how many? 5?
So there's St George's, St Patrick, St Vincent, St John's, St Andrews, and something else.
So 6 forms with 30 in a form.
How much is that now? That makes 120.
Yeah.
Well, there might be 8.
No, I don't think there's 8. Anyway, never mind. So I've also started a crochet blanket, and I'm using, it's cotton, so it's DMC Naturel Just Cotton. So I've got this pink here. It doesn't have a colour. Or does it have a colour? Let me have a look on this label. No. Oh, Spring Rose. So that one is Spring Rose. Then we've got this grey, which is what is this grey called? This grey is called, hold on, bear with. It's called grey, isn't it? This grey is called, where is it on there? Gris Argent. It's a funny one. Gris Argent. We've got that grey. And then we've got a lighter pink, which is called Rose Layette. So we've got 3 colours. And I am just doing a very simple granny stripe. So I'm not sure now how many I chained. I've got a feeling I might have chained 120. That number is springing to mind, but I'm not sure now. I don't think I've got the book out here with me. So I chained 120, and I'm crocheting. I'm on the second ball of this, so I've got 4 balls of each colour, but only 2 balls of the grey. I got in a bit of a knot with the first ball of this pink. So what I was going to do, tell me if you think this is okay, I'm going to do 2 balls of the pink, then I'm going to do 2 rows of the grey, then I'm going to do 2 2 balls of the lighter pink, then 2 rows of the grey, then 2 balls of the darker pink, 2 rows of the grey, then 2 balls of the lighter pink again, and see how I get on. And it's just going to be like a little pram blanket, little cot blanket or something for my friend's baby again. I haven't worked on this since we got home. We're going away in the caravan again end of next week, so I'm planning some simple makes.
Have you said about your nails?
No, I haven't. I'll say about my nails in a minute if I want to. They can see my nails. Lilac nails with spots on.
Who's the person that does it? Give them a shout out.
Oh, Michelle from next door, but one Michelle's Beauty by the Sea, but I don't think anybody local watches me, so
how do you know?
okay, shush. So when we were away in Yorkshire a couple of weeks ago, I just worked on my bees and on my Santas. That's all I worked on, and this blanket. Not that I did very much, but when we go away in next weekend, I'm just going to take this crochet blanket, and I've also got some knitting to do for my older son, and maybe some other makes. Samuel's bringing his best friend on holiday with us, so I will have time to do things. Okay, so
and we're
that's
seeing
done.
a friend there.
Yeah, and we're seeing a friend there. Right, so I had signed up to do Mandy Shaw's Secret Society this year, and this year it was different. As I've said to you previously, it was different. So normally in the past it's always been to make a quilt. This year we're making 3 large projects. So the first project we were making was 3 large projects plus a project bag. I haven't bothered to make the project bag, not because I didn't like it, just because I've got loads of project bags. I've got project bags coming out my ears. I will at some point make the project bag, but it's not something I really needed to make. I didn't have the time to sit and make it, so I didn't bother to make it, to be honest with you. It was beautiful. I think I showed it to you. I will go back and make it at some point. So the first of the 3 projects we're making is an advent calendar. So the first part is made in 2 pieces. So we've got the top and the bottom. So this is the first panel, and it's made on this, I don't know what colour you would call this linen, maybe oatmeal. I've had this linen before in the past, and I have not enjoyed stitching on it. It's quite hard to iron on and get a really crisp, I don't know what that noise was. I went to clear my throat and didn't. It's quite hard to get a really nice sharp line. And as you can see here, there's a little gonky thing here that you can't see very well. So that's why I've stopped sewing this one, because I've got to go back over with a heat erasable pen to be able to see it. So this is the first panel. I'm not sure if this goes at the top or the bottom now. I can't remember. This is the second panel, which I just started today. And again, there's bits of it that haven't ironed on particularly well. So I'm going to have to go back on with a heat erasable pen. The heart in the middle is meant to be all not running stitch, not lazy daisies, chain stitch, I think. Lots of the ladies have just appliqued a heart on there, and to be honest with you, that's what I'm going to do. I've got some of Mandy's Christmas fabric from the project bag that we should have made, so I am going to do an appliqued heart on there. But I think with both of these panels I might go on and add some pretty beads and decorative blingy bits. I've got lots of blingy bits, so I might bling mine up a little bit, put a few sequins and blingy bits on. The next part of these next part of the advent calendar should be arriving by early next week, so I will know what's coming next very soon. So that's lovely. I also joined Mandy's Christmas decorations club. I think that's a 5-part club. My first instalment arrived today. I'm not going to show that to you. Excuse me, I'm going to yawn. Oh, excuse me. I'm not going to show that to you because obviously there's lots of people that haven't received their packages yet, and I don't want to spoil that for anybody by showing you what I have received, so I'm certainly not showing you that today. I will just say it is gorgeous, and I can see me making quite a few of these. It is absolutely beautiful. I will show that to you possibly next time, once I know everybody who is in the club has received their package. If anybody is in the Christmas decoration club, just let you know there is a Facebook group that has been set up for this club, so have a little look and see if you can find the Facebook group that has been set up for that. Some incomings. So also today, something that has arrived is my cool crafting project, which is the new character, which is the frog has arrived. We were away in Yorkshire, not last week, the week before, and I really wanted to go up to Kendal to cool crafting, and Mark was very willing to drive me up to Kendal, but it was a 2-hour drive each way, and like much of the UK 2 weeks ago, the weather was absolutely awful, and the thought of sitting in the car for 2 hours in dismal weather, and then me being in the shop for probably an hour, and Mark, Samuel, Milo being outside in the rain and in the cold, and Samuel would have got frustrated with me being in the shop. It didn't really appeal. So, and I was also sort of sitting there the night before we went thinking, you know, I've got all the books. What do I really need? This wasn't available until the 7th of August to buy. They had it available if you were going to the Festival of Quilts in Birmingham. You could buy it at the Festival of Quilts, but it wasn't available to buy until the 7th of August, which was the day after we came home. So I couldn't even go and buy it. And then I thought I could dig out one of my books and take threads and things with me, and then just go and buy the felt. There's no point buying a remake me kit, because I've got the books, I've got everything. So I would be going there just to buy something for the sake of buying something. So I didn't bother. Well, we didn't bother going. So this arrived today. I also got some more fresh linen felt to make the lunar lapping, no, not to make the lunar lapping dolls, to make the dolls, the hedgerow dolls, if my mum wants one. So I got another large quantity of the felt to make my mum a doll, and maybe to make some other dolls. And I also got the season cards, lunar lapping. Sarah does felt cards that show you all the different colours of felt, so I also got a set of those for myself and a set of those for my friend, because it's quite hard to actually see the colours of the felt and actually visualise what those colours are. So those arrived today. So this will be one of my next makes. Lots of people have managed to make this. The flowers come separately, and I didn't buy the flowers because Samuel actually wants this frog, so I didn't buy the flowers. He wants this, but I think I will make it again for myself. So I only have enough felt to make it once for Samuel. So if I want to make it for myself, I either make a frog in a different colour using supplies I already have, or I make another order to order more felt for myself. I think I might try and just be sensible and make it out of other supplies that I have. You can have a pink frog, can't you? Nothing wrong with a pink frog. I think people are having trouble sourcing the eyes. They're quite large eyes, but I can source those as and when, so that's exciting to make. That might be something I take away with me to make next week. When I go away, I can take my little diddy sew machine, or I can hand sew it. I've made all of my lunar characters I've hand sewn, so there's no reason why Froggy can't be any different. Before I went away, I joined a Toft Facebook page, and I managed to get this for £5. This is Donna the reindeer. Somebody was selling this, so it's just the pattern to make. So she was selling this for £5. So I bought this to make Donna the reindeer. That might be quite nice little make for Christmas. So obviously it's just the card, nothing else. And then Toft currently, only until tomorrow unfortunately, has a 17% off sale. So just until the 17th of August, I'm so sorry, but you can get 17% off any order. So I have been looking at this book for quite a while. My son's girlfriend loves giraffes, so I've had my eye on this book for a while, because this is the animal book, and it has, that's not a giraffe, that's a zebra. It has all the animals in there, including a giraffe, and this arrived last week. Just see if I can find a giraffe. And obviously I thought this would also be really lovely for Rupert as he gets a bit older. He might like to sit with Grandma and choose around. I can't find the giraffe now, but I'm sure you all know what a giraffe looks like. Clearly, probably better than I know, because I was just going to show you a zebra and say it was a giraffe. There it is. Caitlin the giraffe. But what I didn't realise, a bit like the lunar characters, they all have little stories behind them. I'll just read you the story about Caitlin. So Caitlin is one nosy giraffe. Life as a home science teacher just doesn't give her enough to talk about. But thankfully, her active role as a WI chairperson gives her the perfect excuse to know everyone else's business. That said, it's not as if she needs much gossip to go on. Her skills at telling a tale means she can spin richly elaborative scenarios from a tiny morsel of information. If you're ever wondering about your cousin's neighbour's boyfriend's cats, or the shape of his pants, Caitlin is the one to ask. Me and Sammy were reading these the other day, and they're quite funny. So I might have a go, but that is a level 3 draw. That is a level 3 crochet thing. So I have as well. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. I've treated myself to the Toff Advent calendar. Don't tell anyone. Just me. So I need to practice my crocheting skills, but that's just between you and me. So just don't tell anyone. I'm only telling you, so keep it under your hat. Okay, I shouldn't have. There we go. But I just love all the little stories. But I thought this would be really nice for Rupert as well. He can go through here. So Megan, you can be showing him some little animals. There's a little panda there. She's a bit lazy though, the panda, but oh, there's some lovely little Winston the aardvark. There was a Samuel. I can't remember who Samuel was now. Who was Samuel? I can't remember now. But they're lovely. So I've got those to work on. I haven't knitted any socks for ages. I've had a real break from socks, so I need to get some socks on. I've got 2 socks that haven't got a sock partner, so I need to finish some socks. And I'm absolutely itching to make the owl from the felt book, from the hedgerow doll, the next book. There was a little owl. Do you remember me showing you the owl? So I'm really desperate to make that. Life, so we've just come back from a lovely week in Yorkshire. The weather was horrendous. I think I probably have feet that look like the frogs. I think my feet are now webbed, but we had a lovely week in Yorkshire. We went to the Beamish Museum, which is about, I think it was about 5 miles from Newcastle. So it took about an hour and a half to get there. But it was a fantastic museum. I took quite a few video clips, which I keep meaning to post on to YouTube. There was a school there. It was a living museum, so it was, people were there sort of working and depicting life. So I was very interested in the school. Then there was a lady in the 1940s cottage, and she was knitting, and you saw lots of people around the museum pretending to knit, and they had knitting and crocheting around, but they weren't actually doing it. And then there was this one lady, and she was actually knitting. She was knitting a jumper for her son. And then there was lots of examples of knitting and crochet. And then also in a 1900s town, there was a haberdashery, and I took lots of footage in there. So if you're interested, I'll post that video. What else did we see? So the school was interesting, the haberdashery was interesting. I can't remember now what else we saw. We went to York. I found a wool shop in York. They didn't have a lot of wool, it was more buttons. It was called Buttons of Duttons, I think it was called. That was interesting. And then we went for afternoon tea in Betty's in Harrogate. That was lovely. Reading, I finished reading The Brighton Mermaid, and also Prince Harry's book Spare. I still don't know what I make of that book. Sort of very mixed feelings. Part of me feels sorry for him. Part of me thinks he's just behaving like a spoiled second child. Part of me does feel sorry for him. But I don't know really. I'm not too sure. So I'm going to leave it there. We're at nearly 40 minutes, so I think that's long enough for anybody to listen to me waffling on. So thank you for joining me today. I'll try and leave links of what I've talked to you about today. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know what you're doing, and hopefully I'll be back. So I think we've got 2 weeks left of the summer holidays. I feel like I've been crafting every day and really been crafting hard. I've really been crafting hard, but I don't feel I have had a lot to show you. I've got lots of Santa body parts in my house, but I don't feel I've had a lot to show you really. But hopefully next time I will have a frog to show you. I'd love to have the owl cut out and made. I'd like to have my placemats finished, and I'd like to have my secret red work project made as well. I can't show you that unfortunately, because there'll be lots of people that haven't opened their red work, the secret red work project yet. So yeah, lovely to chat with you. Thanks for stopping by, having a chat, and catch up with you really soon. Take care everyone, and speak to you soon. Bye for now. Bye.